Welcome to Spirit School. I'm your mentor, Danielle Sarank, also known as the Squamish Medium. In this podcast, I share honestly all I have learned about the mediumship and spiritual development journey. My intention is to normalize these conversations, to make way for a more confident, clear, and connected wave of lightworkers, serving the world of spirit with an open and joyful soul. Welcome again to Spirit School. Hello and welcome to your June 2022 Spirit Messages. This marks the midpoint of 2022. How's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing? I will say that I feel like this has been the toughest year for me personally in a very, very, very long time. So much growth from that as well, but I'm just doing a little bit of a check-in on you guys at the halfway point of this crazy year 2022. How you all feeling? Anything goes. Say it out loud, how you're feeling at this very moment. And just accept that there for a second, okay? You're doing great. All of you, all of us are doing amazing during these times. And if you need to hear that, if you need to receive that, please do receive that. Hold your hand to your heart and say, I am doing amazing. And it doesn't bypass anything, because you are doing amazing. Even if things are not going amazing, you're doing amazing. And that's really important to accept and to receive, especially during the craziness that we are in. Now, I want you to put your hand to your heart again, and I want you to say, I am doing the best I can. I am doing the best I can. I'm doing my very best. And that may bring up some things for you, but we need to remind ourselves of that. Too often, we're so privy and we're so aware of all the things that we're not doing well and all the things that could be better. And Spirit's message this month is having your own back. Do you have your own back? Because for many of us, the answer is no. For many of us, the answer is, no, I just continue to be harder on myself, and I just continue to echo all my worst fears, and I continue to echo all the things that could potentially go wrong, and all the things that have gone wrong in the past, and all the things that are going wrong at this very moment in time. And I should have done this, and I regret this, and I would have done this very, very differently. Does this sound very familiar for some of you? And I'm thinking, I get the sense that there will be quite a few of you who hear this and you're like, get out of my head. And often we look to coaches, to mentors, to parents, to friends, to audiences, to children, to pets, everything outside of ourselves to get the sense of support that we actually have a built-in mechanism that we can support ourselves. But sometimes that doesn't feel good enough, right? The whole last episode was around being good enough. So please go back to that if you haven't heard. I got so much feedback on that episode. It's not even funny how much you guys resonated with that episode. But the world of spirit needs us to know that our Creator has actually built into us everything that we need to be completely self-sustained, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And we just haven't taken the time to tune into that aspect of ourselves, to light it up, to see it, to accept it, to have it be good enough. And for those of you that resonate with the first few minutes of this call already, it's only been 3 minutes, 4 minutes. You know what I'm talking about. I know that. When I prepared to do these June Spirit Messages, and I put the thought out to the world of spirit, what do we need to know? And the world of spirit said, do you have your own back? And it felt so powerful for me. And I'll be honest with you, you guys almost didn't get a June Spirit Messages. I am in the grip in the PMDD world, we call it Hell Week. I am in the middle. I am in the grip of it. And it just so happens that the timing of my Hell Week and the first of the month, I could have chosen to not do a June messages, and I would have been perfectly fine with that. No regrets, because I always honor me first. But in the spirit of having my own back, I looked at this from a different perspective. I offered a completely different perspective to myself and said, you know what, Danielle, this is an opportunity to take a chance, do something a little bit differently. And the world of spirit has said to me before, because I can be really hard on myself and I push through a lot, you don't have to work so hard. You can let us in more and it won't be so draining. It won't be so hard. And so what you get with this June spirit messages is an experiment. I chose not to video record this month because right now I have my hand on my heart. I'm rocking back and forth. And I'm just allowing the world of spirit to inspire me in what I have to say. And I chose to show up for myself. Yes, this is for you as well, but you have to understand I'm okay not having a spirit messages. I'm okay not being consistent in this. I talk about this a lot in my business programs. But selfishly, connecting in with spirit at a depth that I'm typically not able to get to during my Hell Week with PMDD is a way that I have my back right now. Because I know what it looks like to live my life and just hermit during this time and let go of all responsibilities and everything everyone else expects of me. I know what that is like, but I don't know what's on the other side of showing up doing something I love in a way that Spirit has inspired me to do for so long. And I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of the day, and that kind of excites me. I'm not scared anymore of that. I'm not scared anymore of the unknown. What's interesting, even as I say this, what I experience in my physical body is a triggered state. It's a burning sensation. It's that kind of fear kind of coming up, but my mental capacity, what's coming through me in my mind right now, has nothing to do with fear. It actually feels free and open. And I've become very aware of the difference between the mental state and the physical state, and how they don't have to accompany one another. They don't have to be the same experience. Okay? So oftentimes we'll have a thought, and then the physical experience precedes that thought. That's when we can talk ourselves out of so many things. Because we'll have this thought, and then the physical experience matches that, and then we get scared and we choose not to do it, and we spend time wondering about it. Just in that state of wonderment. Because we don't like those icky thoughts that come up and those feelings that come up from those thoughts. And what I want to challenge you with as part of these spirit messages is, if you are somebody who lives having your own back, having your best interests at heart, would you choose things differently? Would you choose to show up and do the thing that you feel like doing, despite the discomfort of that physical experience? Would you choose to show up anyways? And one thing that I really feel like saying is, you have examples around you of the ways that you show up and support people, how you have other people's back, your bosses, your colleagues, your friends, your children, your parents. And it's blatantly clear that we do not offer ourselves that same level of support. And we constantly look outside of ourselves to feel that support, and it always feels a little bit like a letdown. It always feels like it doesn't quite meet our expectations. Then we think that we made a bad purchase, or we were out of alignment with all these people that were looking to help build us up and push us to our next goal. And the Creator has built us perfectly. We have everything inside of us to bring through the motivation, the determination, the support, the confidence, that we need to continue forward on our path. But we don't recognize that magnificence inside of ourselves. We don't see it. We have blinders on, but I'm telling you right now, what I feel inspired to say is that these are chosen blinders. These are things that we adorn out of choice. It is completely our choice to talk ourselves out of these experiences that we desire because we have a nervous system reaction to it that reminds us of a not so great experience. That's going to be, you'll hear people say there's not a whole lot of difference between fear and excitement because our physical body experiences them completely the same, but it's our mind and it's our thoughts and it's how we choose to think that says yay or nay. And one thing that's come into my awareness during this goddess week that I have had has been how, as people, we are so accustomed to pacifying ourselves before we take action because we don't like being uncomfortable. We don't like feeling discomfort. And so we bypass constantly through keeping busy, focusing on other people's needs, maybe some wine, right? That mommy juice, which I say funny because I don't really drink anymore, but that's kind of what's coming through. We pacify with shopping, with overspending, overconsuming, everything to avoid this discomfort. And when I tell you that the most alive I have ever felt in my life has been when I have experienced that sensation of fear, which I used to confuse with being in misalignment, when rather it was excitement, because my soul was waking up and saying, yes, this is the thing. How do you feel? Uncomfortable. And then our mind kicks in and we choose what to do with that discomfort. And very few of us choose to be with it and not have it run our show. So if you had somebody you love sitting in front of you right now and they look at you in the eyes and they say, I am scared to do this thing, you would likely say to them, it's okay to do it scared. Go for it. This is such a good opportunity. This is such an incredible opportunity. Don't miss out on this chance. But very few of us are equipped to withstand the discomfort to walk ourselves through the same situation. Right? Was it that quote, good for the goose, but not the gander? I don't know what that means, but that is coming to my head right now. And so Spirit really wants us to give ourselves the same support that we easily give other people. Hey, and I'm a mentor, and I have coaches. And I think that they're great to have, but the world of Spirit is really telling us this month that we are our best mentor. We are our best coach. We actually have a built-in resource to see our own blind spots. But you have to be willing to feel uncomfortable to see them. And you have to be willing to recognize that that discomfort is not misalignment. That discomfort is not a no. Right? We have a lot of people out there saying it's a full body yes or it's a hell no. I think that is bullshit. I really, really, really do. And I wonder what having your own back looks like for you. I wonder what that looks like for you. Can you visualize it? Can you stop for a moment and just take a pause and close your eyes and just say to yourself, what does it look like to have my own back? It's bad for radio and podcasting, but I'm going to let you sit for a moment here in the quiet, and I'll come back. I promise you my voice will come back. Sit with your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Drop your energy. I call all my power back at this very moment right now. I call all my power back. And ask yourself, what does it look like to have my own back? And I believe that you just got some answers. And they're probably answers that you resist. There's probably a resistance and some excuses coming up already. And I'll tell you, I haven't gone this route in my development yet, and that's how come I know that this is coming from spirit. But we have to learn how to train our minds. Okay, I know Joe Dispenza's work. I have not read any of his books. I have heard a couple of his lectures, and I don't quite get it yet in my human. So this is from spirit for all of us. You need to learn how to make the most of your mind. You were given this beautiful tool. And for lots of you, it has become your worst enemy. Your mind is not your enemy. Your mind is your superpower. Can you feel that? Can you sense that? So partly having our own back in this humanist experience is understanding how to use the superpower of the mind in harmony with the physical experience, the nervous system, and the body. And often we have to ask ourselves a few questions when we feel that trigger state come up, that uncomfortable, that discomfort come up. And we'll have an initial thought that validates that experience, that keeps us small, that keeps us from pursuing our dreams and our passions. And it's usually the second or third question that will have the biggest reveal. Spirit wants the second question in your awareness to be, am I safe in this moment? Yes, safe. I'm safe in this moment. And it's the question that you ask yourself after that that will reveal the greatest change. So let me repeat that. The first thought is your pattern. It's your habit. It's the way you have conditioned yourself to get by. The second thought is going to be, am I safe? Yes, in this moment, I am safe. And your soul is going to give you a third question that will crack you open. And then you get to choose if you're going to carry this thought process with you as you move on. And this is how we use our mind as a superpower. We need to stop accepting the first thought that comes to us. That has been for survival. And it will keep you where you are, but it won't get you to where you are going. Your body is here to help manifest all the dreams that you have within the mind, if you allow it. It can carry you to where you want to go. But until you can see your mind as your superpower, you're going to find yourself in the cycle you are in. Fear, choosing to stay, not supporting yourself, continuing to support others in the way that your soul desires you to support yourself, continuing to look outside of yourself for the comfort that you desire, and not understanding that our Creator has gifted you that same internal support. The world of spirit wants to remind you of your magnificence. Hand on heart, I am magnificent. Do you expand or do you contract? If you contract, you just don't believe it yet. If you expand, you know the truth. And a lot of your journey this month is to understand your magnificence and seeing it in every corner of your life. Your children are a reflection of your magnificence. The life you've created, the physical belongings that are around you, The opportunities that continue to come your way are constant reminders of your magnificence, but the first thought continues to have you doubting everything. And so Spirit wants you to choose to move beyond that first thought into the second thought. I am safe in this very moment. And allow your soul to gift you the third. And that's where your cycles will change. Oh. Okay. Oh, I feel very emotional. Okay, so I chose not to record myself this month because I wanted to try something different because I'm in my PMDD state and the furthest thing I feel is elevated. And I wanted to have Spirit speak through me, and I have no idea what I just said, but I feel emotional. So I'm curious what you experienced. And I'm curious if things will change for you. And I feel very much that a very mother-like energy came through. And I just feel a lot of love at this moment. A lot of love. Okay, and my body's slowing down. It's rocking. I'm not sweating as much. Okay, and I definitely feel my body. You guys, you have no idea what I just experienced. The way that I experience PMDD is extreme physical discomfort. It's an inescapable physical discomfort. I can't wait to get out of my body when I have my PMDD, and I have been in the thick of it. And I feel so light right now. I feel so free. And so, yeah, this is a wild experience for me, guys, that you get to experience with me. And I'm curious to see what you guys receive from it. Wow, and my computer just turned off. Okay, hopefully this is still recording. Whew, okay. So that was very powerful for me. I'm curious what you guys experience. So please do DM me or message me or email me. My team will get it and pass it on to me. I really appreciate that. And I am just going to pull a couple cards because I just feel like this will help me ground and kind of see what else comes through for maybe people who weren't able to get into what I was saying. Maybe you're still here, maybe you're not, but I just want to pull a couple cards for people. And I pulled from the Psychic Tarot deck with John Holland, which is my favorite deck in the whole world, the New Beginnings card. It's this woman who is in the middle of her life, and she's leaving the past behind and she's moving forward. I'm ready to leave the past behind and I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready for the journey ahead, even though I don't see or sense what that journey is. I am not afraid anymore. Fear is in my past and I leave her behind. She kept me safe when I needed to be safe, and I am ready for the unknown. I am ready for the unknown. I do not need what I used to need to move forward in a confident way. I am ready to choose differently, and I am ready to move forward and support myself through anything that comes up in the physical discomfort. And I'm ready to move forward. So I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but we're at the midpoint of the year. June 1st. Isn't that crazy? We are in the midpoint of the most chaotic year of my life. I don't know if you guys feel like that. And I feel like June is going to be the beginning of a new journey for many of us. Yep, and I just pulled the positive movement forward card, an 8 card, like riding off into the sunset. We're following a bird, and when I had my eyes closed, I will say that I saw a hawk's eye. So if any of you have hawk as a totem or hawk as a spiritual reference, hawk did come as I was in my channeled state. And then, of course, I pulled the universe card, of course, the 21 universe card. And it's just a reminder that, God, we feel so alone here. God, we feel so singular. We feel so independent. But the world of spirit really wants us to know that we're part of something a lot bigger than we can even comprehend. And you have to get to a deep state of trust to accept that. There is no evidence that you will be given to feel part of that oneness until you're ready to receive it. And some of you are ready to receive that, and some of you see evidence all around you of the oneness. That's a mindset shift, nothing else. And your final card of the month is transformation. If you, like me, have felt like you have spent the first half of this year being cut up by life, being torn apart only to be put back together, this is a huge month of transformation for you. The transformation has started. It is not coming. It has already started. Can you accept that? Can you receive that? It has begun. We need to stop waiting and accept that she's here. It's happened. And it's happening at every single moment. No more waiting. This transformation has already begun. And just because it feels good, I'm going to end your spirit messages here. And I hope you received it as powerful as it was for me to deliver it. This was a completely different experience for me than I have ever experienced before. And I'd be curious how you guys received it. I love you. And we will see you on the next episode of Spirit School. Did you know that Spirit School is not just a podcast? It's an actual school. If you go to myspiritschool.com, you can invest in self-study courses, live programs, and of course the Spirit School Collective, my baby, my monthly membership community. All Spirit School offerings are intended to get you feeling clear, confident, and connected to your spiritual path, your development journey, and of course, connected to other spiritual curious souls who are having similar experiences to you. I hope to see you in Spirit School.